Call this session, this regular meeting of the Red Oak City Council to order this Monday, September 15th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. at the Red Oak Fire Station located at 1904 North Broadway. Just a reminder, this meeting is open to the public and it is being recorded and will be available on our YouTube channel. Invocation by Pastor Gary Walters with Great Baptist Church. Thank you, Pastor.
Let's pray. God in heaven and earth, we thank you for being our creator and sustainer of life. Thank you for being all wise, all powerful, and always present. We want to thank you for this day you've given us to live, and thank you for the things we've been able to accomplish. Lord, tonight, we pray for Lisa and Sean as they lead the members of the council. Lord, may they look to you for the wisdom and grace they need in their decision making. And Lord, we're thankful for each of them and their willingness to serve our community. God, our hearts and minds here and around the world are hurting because of the lack of respect for one another as human beings. Tonight, we think of the Kirk family and those school children whose lives have been cut short. Lord, may you surround all of them with your love, your comfort, your hope, and peace during these unsettling times. May we all remember man's purpose in this life is to love God with all his heart, his soul, mind, body, and listen to your holy word. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Denise, would you like to lead us in a pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Ashley. Bradley. Here. Bill.
Here.
Right off.
Here.
Lester. Here. Hebrink. That was it. Number 5 is the approval of the agenda.
A motion to approve.
Bradley and Friedhoff. Roll call. Bill.
Yes.
Friedhoff.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Bradley.
Yes.
Number 6 is proclamations and special notices. I don't believe we have anything. Number 7 is public comments. We do have a 3-minute limit and you must sign in by the front door or no comments. Do we have any online? No. Okay. Number 8, department reports. This is our street department and Chris, you did a nice job on your report.
Yeah, I just kind of highlighted some of the things that were going on. Like I said, we've been busy working with the other departments, mainly the park, and keeping the square clean and maintained for the car club show and the national night out. And Evan and I went down and took the sweeper down and got a lot of questions, and it was fun for people to see it and get to visit with them. And it was a very positive experience. We thought we're gonna plan on maybe taking a mini hoe or some stuff down for kids next year. Now we've moved into the school year approaching, been working on crosswalks, and we've still got the yellow paint on some of the curbs. The paint just don't seem like it lasts like it used to. It seems like you can put it on and a few days later it's starting to already look bad. But we dealt with quite a bit of storm damage on tree limbs and stuff down this summer. Kind of getting some of that cleaned up. Sadly, we continue to lose quite a few oaks and maples that are in our city right of ways. I've just worked with 2 tree trimmers in the last few days on 15 trees. We're gonna start to bring down in the next few weeks. It's just the oaks are getting different diseases in the pin oaks, and then the maples are just getting old age and deteriorating on us. It's sad to see, but it's just part of a lot of towns are dealing with it. We've had to sweep her out quite a bit, probably not as much as we try to spread our time around with different things and try to keep it out and going, but it's, knock on wood, it's been holding up pretty good. So Evan's been out a lot with the boom mower going around the edges of town. We did a lot of mowing along the trails and cemetery and stuff that they can't reach. Been trying to do a little bit out along the highway on 34. Trying to clean up some of that they can't reach with lawnmowers and stuff. So, and we did several concrete patches. We have quite a few to go. We've been working with Clint and his guys. That comes in handy with the extra help. You can never have too much help on the concrete, so. Then we're gonna get into potholes. There's always plenty of those to start working with. Last week, Chief Rainey and myself met with the traffic light company representative who is operating the 3448 traffic lights. This is an important meeting, we felt, because now the city takes over the operation and maintenance of the lights. And so we thought this is a good experience for us to learn, both of us. And then the representative explained how the lights operate with assistance of the camera system. He said, the way I understood it, if a car is coming at any truck or anything coming at a very high rate, it senses that vehicle coming and it'll switch the light from the other direction. So that goes to red and it will let that vehicle go through. That's the way I understood it. Wasn't that the way you?
Yep, it's supposed to be one of the highest, or most sophisticated systems that, are out there. So, yeah, if it senses any sort of danger, it's video, motion and radar activated. So if it senses a vehicle coming in too fast, that won't make the timing threshold, it'll just close every other lane to red.
How far out does that reach, Chief, do you know?
I don't remember his
What is-
distance, but
400 to 600 feet, I think.
yeah, I would say it should look past Fourth Street is what he pretty much told us.
You know, that happened to me just the other day, believe it or not. I was pulling a big trailer, I couldn't stop it, so.
Yeah, so we
Beneficial.
try that out.
Yeah.
We're scared to some of the, there's some things on the intersection that we've been talking about, but locally, there's not a whole lot we can do. That was all done by engineers at the state as far as how the lights laid out, so I guess we just deal with it. So, it's hard to make changes for the local people as well.
Speaking of lights, Chris, you know, I don't wanna wear this out, but, you know, we've talked about the light at Corning and 48 a number of times, and you know, when we had a four-way stop there, I never saw traffic backed up. I mean, people would come and they would stop and they'd continue on. And then when we spent the money to get that light fixed, I mean, sometimes traffic will be backed up all the way to the Do-It Center going to the south and all the way past the Fairway, turning going the other way. So I'm not really sure if we need to maintain and keep that stoplight in operation. I know it costs us money to do it, so
The DOT had recommended it come down.
I
But
would
that
like
means
to see
not a
that.
four-way stop, it means let traffic go through.
You know, I'd like to see a four-way stop there. It slows people down, especially when during harvest time, when you got 90,000 pounds rolling through there. It's nice to bring
You do have a
people, slow
lot
them
of
down.
them.
Yeah, what's that?
You do have a lot of stops on there for that stretch.
Well, that's a good place to stop because that's where all the pedestrian traffic is. That's where, you know, most of the business that is, you know, active is during that section. And especially, like I say, the heavyweight stuff.
I don't think
is very
that-
beneficial.
We can ask, but I don't think the DOT will support a four-way stop sign.
That's not up to us.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's on
They would
state
tell you to
highway.
pull it.
It's state highway, yeah. Their recommendation was to pull that and some others, but
Mhm.
we kind of had that discussion, I guess, earlier this year, I believe, and
It's been since I was here and you said
Yeah.
leave it until it doesn't work.
Yeah,
Who's responsible for the maintenance of the corner of the 30 or 48 and 34 for the mowing and everything?
that's,
Right.
we're working with the state.
They'll only
All
mow
four.
2 times. They'll mow 2 times a year.
Cause it seems like it's pretty ratty right now.
Yeah,
we normally are mowing it, but we've not had that agreement until just recently, remember?
And
We
we
just-
just do it twice a year.
No,
No,
the state
DOT
only
will
does
do it
it.
twice a year. But there's ditches, like not necessarily at the intersection, but there are ditches that are just not going to get mowed because of the
state,
severity of the,
that's.
Slow.
that's too
Very
much of this, So,
I think especially with that, the entrance to the city, I think needs to really, make a point that we, you know, it's well maintained, that's all I'm saying.
Mhm. Question for you with regard to the light. I was thinking we own part of it and the county owns part of it.
that's the way it's gonna work. We're gonna be the first person of contact.
Okay.
So, and then if there's any cost down the road, it would be
We would
shared.
shared,
we would build. the
but we will,
That's a good-
basically, we're enforcing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does have a battery backup, like if the power goes out, that was my fear. Like here in town, we just put a stop sign out and traffic's 25, 30. But out there, you're talking 45 to 50, so.
And how long will their battery backup last, Howard, do you know?
Did he say?
I don't think he actually said maybe an hour.
That's not long.
No, I think they go longer than that.
I can't remember how many hours, because I actually talked about getting a few, and switching a few of our own over in case you get into power outage. So.
So when it goes out, there's no blinking lights out there or anything? Just free for all?
Well, if we would have an hour, we would have to get portable stop
There's
signs out
somebody
there.
out there.
I see,
It's longer than an hour, I can't remember what he said,
I see.
so.
And
We
then
can ask.
how do we know that the power's out and it's operating on battery?
'Cause we
It
have people-
automatically switches over to four-way flash.
Okay, but once again, if we don't know it's on, also when it goes to four-way flash, it's on battery.
When it loses power, it automatically.
That makes
puts
sense.
Battery back
Okay,
up.
that makes sense. Yep.
So.
Okay,
And we are still trying to get clarification because I don't know, even though, and it doesn't make an ounce of sense. Who's gonna be responsible for putting stop signs in the middle of that intersection, because it's technically a state highway? And I know DOT officials were, I mean. Under the agreement now, the stop signs along on every approach road to Broadway is the state of Iowa's responsibility, and the stoplights are ours, which doesn't make an ounce of sense to me, but. Out there, that's our stoplight. I don't know if we wanna take that risk of putting four-way stop signs out there.
So I think
gotta
the
get
meeting
that
we need to
clarified.
have with the DOT locally and
Iowa Department of Transportation.
so.
Okay. Any other questions for Chris? Do you have anything else? Chris? Thank you.
thanks, Greg, appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Right, number 9 is the consent agenda, which includes the approval of the minutes of the city council meeting on September 2nd, 2025. The receipt of minutes from the hotel motel meeting on September 8th, 2025. The liquor Lucky Wife wine slushies for a 5-day, October 6th through the 10th license or permit, and also the September 15th, 2025 claims.
I have a question. What's the liquor lucky wine slushies?
It's like a food truck and it goes to Diana Heat Drinks.
Oh, to Diana.
Pudgy's,
Okay.
on this one.
We've done it before.
Yes.
I'm ready to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, Lester,
Second,
Bills. Roll call.
Right off,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bill.
yes,
Right, number 10 is resolution 2025-117. This is to appoint Lisa Cotter to the SWPCO RPA 13 Policy and Technology Board. And I think you may have, I caught one little thing on the resolution. I think you fixed that last sentence. And I do think this is a good idea, especially to finish out my term here.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Off and Bradley. Roll call. Lester,
yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bill,
yes,
Off.
Yes.
Number 11, resolution 2025-119. This is to appoint Adam Smith to our temporary patrol officer and to approve the wage of $21.50 an hour. He'll be work, is that, no,
That's not-
$31.99 per hour. He will get IPERS, but no other full-time benefits. Obviously, he had 18 years, 22 years with us, long-term, 18 years on the police force.
Correct.
So
So
he's-
that's just gonna be to help alleviate while we have Officer Stewart deployed overseas, so.
so it's a temporary thing then.
Correct. He, obviously when he departed us and went to the Council Bluffs Fire Department, he's still fully certified through the state of Iowa as a Iowa peace officer. So, obviously when Ethan deployed, that taxed us just a little bit with manpower and being able to cover shift fully without having to pay a whole bunch of overtime. So Adam did approach and said, hey, I'd be willing to do that, but he would obviously contribute to IPERS for as many years as he did here. And then transferring up there, that's a whole different pension program up there. He thought he would still like to try to contribute to the IPERS while he helped us out with.
Be nice to talk him into coming back full time.
I know. I hated to see when he went, sure.
But he's still full-time there.
Yes.
Okay,
He would work on his days if they have big enough chunks of time off. that he
Yep.
can-
and he's a reserve officer too. I didn't realize that. He's on a reserve
fill in
list.
some shifts once in a while.
He hasn't, no, but he has come in and he's done all his firearms qualifications and stuff like that.
So he's caught all back
getting-
up.
Yeah, he's getting prepared for that.
So this would just be, it would automatically go away.
after.
I'll motion to approve the resolution 2025-119.
Bradley,
I'll second.
Lester, roll call.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
right off,
Yes.
Lester. Yes.
Number 12, resolution 2025-122. This is to approve the purchase of a police patrol vehicle from TNT Ford for $45,932.
Yeah, this is just an annual yearly replacement of a vehicle. We'll be replacing the same exact make and model of a vehicle, so the theory is we'll have a cost savings there with being able to utilize some of the equipment that's currently in the vehicle that we're taking out. I guess I'll preface, and I don't know what you guys got in the packet, they were not low bid. The price there was a low bid. There's only $1,000 difference in that, but a good majority of the equipment that we take out, like a cage, that's about $3,000, if not a little more to buy new. So we should be able to transfer some of that equipment over for a cost savings.
And I guess that means that you're very happy with that model of vehicle for what you're doing with it.
Yes, and I will say that as we have to be extremely proud of our dealers, Red Oak Chrysler and TNT Ford here, because they beat out a big city dealer by $4,000.
Wow.
So, yeah, we most certainly gotta be much appreciative of Mickey and those at Red Oak Chrysler and then Tim Kennedy out at TNT and those guys for doing what they're doing because they're keeping it competitive.
Good.
Okay.
Great,
This comes out of lost funds.
Correct.
I'll make that motion.
which can't be used for anything other
Right,
than public
right.
safety. Yeah. Okay, so bills,
Second.
right off. Discussion, roll call.
Bill,
Yes.
right off,
Yes.
Lester. Yes. Bradley.
Yes.
You know, I do have, just, I want to say, that, you know, I won't be buying many more cars on my shift here, but I want to say that I think it's extremely important to keep our city's equipment up to date and, you know, functioning without issues. So I think it's very important we keep our stuff updated this way. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Number 13, resolution 2025-123. This is the appointment of Jason Minor to the cemetery laborer and approve the wage of $20.50 now with, is it a 3-month or 6-month?
90 days.
90 days, 90 days, and then with an increase to 21 as long as he performs.
So he currently is employed elsewhere.
No, he's employed with us.
Just a seasonal.
Seasonal.
employee though.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's, he's been with us, you know, he's been working many years and then he's already been with us 90 days through the summer. That's why we thought more appropriate to make it 90 days. So it'd be middle of December. If he's satisfactory for Brad's evaluation and myself, and then we'll just move him on to the 21.
Both Brad approves of it. I'm sure. Yeah, he will do a good job.
We had an interview with him today and went over everything and expectations, and he's really coming along, you know, like stepping into different roles, you know, that we've needed him to, so.
He was out watering plants the other day at 6:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
So with the truck, yeah. All right, do I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Bradley,
Second.
Bills? Any discussion further? Roll call.
Right off,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
All right, just a second. There we go. Number 14, resolution 2025-124. This is the purchase and installation of rock on the top of the levee.
So that's Clint's area, but Chris, do you know anything about this?
What's your
Well,
question?
Lisa
Oh,
can
Lisa.
answer it too.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
how much are we buying? I mean,
Well, we're,
Tells how much.
In 5 segments.
yeah, there's 5 chunks.
5
It's-
chunks.
We believe that 50,000 can get the whole thing done.
So-
I'm waiting on a price from this week, so we're not disclosing prices and stuff, but there's quantities that have been estimated from the first bidder that are being given to the second bidder to make sure it's apples to apples, but we believe that if you wanna do the whole chunk at once, it'll be under 50. So it's a 1-inch rock, 2 to 3 inches thick. So you don't,
It'll be put down to. They'll stockpile it until they get all phases, all 5 done.
well, they just haul it in
Haul
and
it
then
in.
stop, haul it, just keep stock. just
but
go.
you know, part of this depends too on, you know, where they get the rock and stuff. I mean, some rocks, Chris knows this, some rocks are more suited better for driving surfaces than others? And I mean,
Well,
we could be
no.
wasting our money if we just go with,
No, that's not what we're doing. This is all approved to be appropriate for that area.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Like you have to have that all appropriate, because you can't just put
Well,
whatever.
I would think, but I mean, that, I'm not seeing
So
that.
the amount would be 50,000 that we would spend.
You're basically saying, do you want to spend less and do the southern chunks? We are not getting a discount by doing all of it. We're getting this price of whatever those two bid, which we believe is a max of 50. But if you want to spend less, then the only thing that you know is that you don't know what the future holds.
It's
So if
gonna
you
cost
want,
us more later.
most likely,
Yeah.
like rock's probably not gonna be cheaper and transportation's probably not gonna be cheaper.
So when did we do it last?
No idea on that.
We've just done little bits, sections the last 5, 6, 7 years. Some of it hasn't been rocked on the north end, but probably 15 years that I can remember.
So this way it's all done, all at once. You know when it's been done. You can schedule maintenance on it more effectively.
Is this
Wasn't
gonna-
that part of a core requirement?
It is.
Yeah, if you were making an effort, I'm sure they'd be okay, but, so this comes out of the $2.50 that every house pays, or $7.50 for a business. We have a stormwater fund meant for the levy, and there's over $700,000.
So we've got plenty of money to
Yeah, I'll move to approve for that.
Up to 50 we're putting in.
up to
Yep.
50.
Yep.
250.
Okay,
I'll second that.
Bills and Lester, any other further discussion? Roll call.
Lester?
Yes.
Bradley?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Brett?
Yes.
All right, number 15 is resolution 2025-118. This is special sewer charges for non-resident drop-offs. You may want to explain this, Lisa, so that everybody understands what this is.
So it's non-resident, meaning it's waste not coming from our town, but it's residential waste. So basically, if there was a hauler that was doing septics, we could take the waste. We are fully capable with our ability to have quantity to be able to take it, and it would be a slight source of revenue. So in the one that I sent you this afternoon, it would be $40 per 1,000. And it's only for residential waste. So then when you go to your city ordinance, you have BODs, which are more commercial type quantities. So that's coming from like industrial people. We're not talking about that at this rate. There is a BOD amount that's actually in the code that needs to change because it's ridiculously low, but that would be a code change. So I think we'll deal with that on the recodification. But this is basically if somebody called and said, I need to bring you 750 gallons. We know how much we're charging. The code says that you can create these special fees, approval of the council, and we've just never had one. So.
Yeah.
So this rate of, is it $40 per 1,000 gallons? Is that right?
Correct.
So is that commensurate with like what our household rates would be then? Or do we have any idea?
Much
That's
higher,
much higher.
This is much higher.
much higher.
You pay like $3 for,
Yeah, I don't know what 1,000 gallons means when, I don't know what that looks like.
So how
Coming out of
many
a house.
requests do we have? I mean,
there's one company that wants to do it. That's what we're bringing it to. And Clint is comfortable, like we're not hurting ourselves. If we ever felt like this is becoming a big thing and we're not suited to take our own, then obviously we're saying no, like we're not hurting our ability to treat because of it, but.
Yeah.
It's probably like a once a week. So it's a few $1,000s for the utility and it's not gonna hurt us, just residential waste, pretty much septic tanks.
Okay.
But we don't have a rate, so he was gonna charge something, we read the code, it said you should be approving it.
Well, Clint would know. Well, I'll make that motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
and Bills and Bradley, further discussion? Roll call.
Bradley?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Right off?
Yes.
Lester? Yes.
All right, number 16 is resolution 2025-125. This is the appointment of an airport commission member. This is to fill the vacancy of Randy Cooper. We did receive 3 letters of interest, one from Howard Viner, who has a lot of past experience even as the airport manager of our airport. Pete Crawford, who I know that I've tried to appoint twice previously. And at that point, I think the council felt that there was a conflict of interest because of his involvement as an engineer. Now we've hired McClure Engineering, and to me, that would be an even higher liability, I guess, conflict. However, I do want to say Pete is an exceptional candidate, And as Janice said one time, if he retires, he would be great. And then the other one is Larry Cooper, who is a truck, he owns a truck company. I think he sold it to his son a couple years ago. He's within the county, just outside of rural Red Oak. And I think he has probably the least knowledge of the airport. So my recommendation would be Howard Viner, but it's open for discussion for the council.
So I've looked at this and I have some thoughts on that. And I don't know, I know, all but one of these gentlemen, or two of these gentlemen. You know, I appreciate the fact that people are willing to step up and even volunteer for positions. Sometimes I feel like experience is a really good thing. And then sometimes I feel like, you know, fresh set of eyeballs is a good thing too. I would have to agree with you about Mr. Crawford. You know, Pete, I consider Pete on my friend list, but you know, especially with his involvement with McClure, I think that would be a mistake on our part. I personally would like to see Larry Cooper fill that position just to get a fresh set of eyes on the situation out there and a new perspective perhaps. So I'd like to nominate Larry Cooper.
Do I have a second?
I can second for further discussion if we need to. I'll
Okay,
just say that I guess I really don't know either one of those, and I know Pete just a little bit, so I'm not sure that I'd have a lot to weigh in on that, but for seconding for further discussion. So
okay. All right, so I've got a first by Bill, second by Friedel.
if there is anything else.
Open discussion? I just think with McClure working for us now as our engineer for the airport, it's definitely a conflict of interest, unfortunately. So I just think Pete's off the table. So. But
Well, you know, once
You'd like
again,
Larry
I feel like, you know, fresh perspectives and fresh eyeballs are good things sometimes. And I know that, it's beneficial in some cases, not all,
You
so,
have to start somewhere.
yeah.
I think both, like I said, I don't know either one of those individuals between Howard and Larry, but like I said, they both seem like
And,
good applicants.
and all this said, I mean, we have plenty of opportunities for people
I mean,
to.
there's always things
I
that
mean,
come open.
This is not the last thing that any of those gentlemen could apply for, so. I'll say no more.
okay. I guess I've got a motion by Bills and Friedel. Roll call. Bill,
Yes.
Friedel,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Bradley.
Yes.
Okay. Number 17 is resolution 2025-126. This is to set the public hearing date to accept the sale of the city vacant lot bids. And we've got that public hearing set for, we're proposing to set that public hearing. This is for properties including 108 C Street, proposed to be sold to Claire Limpman for $600, and 205 Fourth Avenue, proposed to be sold to Danny Archer for $500.50. Prior to resolutions on these lots, either fell through due to a buyer withdrawing or containing an error in the legal description. So that's why these are coming forward again. The public hearing proposed date is October 6th, which is our next council meeting at 5:30 here at the fire station. So I just need a motion. And at that time, by the way, so we would give permission to the city administrator for the public notice, the clerk to post and publish the notice, and the city attorney to prepare the quick clean deed.
So, just fresh my memory, didn't we just sell Danny Archer a lot?
Yeah, but I made a mistake in the legal description, so I can't legally transfer the land.
That's, okay.
How many city lots do we have left?
So we had 14 that we advertised, so that's what we're not re-advertising.
Yeah.
And then 2 didn't get a bid, so that left us down to 12. And then the one on C, the people were like, never mind. So then we can go to the second bid. So we don't have to re-advertise the bidding. We have to re-advertise that last time we said we were selling it to the ships. Now we're selling it to this Claire. So that's redoing that. And then when I looked at the Danny thing, like, I don't know what I was doing when I did it, but I picked a 4th Street instead of a 4th Avenue. And like the legal description was wrong. So I advertised the original bid correctly, But then when I put in the paper, we're accepting a bid for this address from Danny Archer, it was wrong. So like I can't rightfully.
Right, yeah.
I get it, I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
So he bought 2 lots. I closed on the one.
This is the
He's
other.
paid me and I was like,
Okay.
stand by.
Okay, now it
Month
makes sense
delay.
to me now.
Yeah.
Right.
I just literally made a mistake. and-
I move to approve.
Okay, Friedel
Got it.
I'll second.
and Lester, roll call.
Right on.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
He called me and was like, there's a house on there.
Yeah, right.
Fun fact, we had no
A
right to
nice-
sell
nice
someone
house.
else's house. I was like, probably better redo that.
That's pretty funny.
All right, 18, resolution 2025-121. This is the approval of the hotel motel grant funding for the fall 2025 requests, which include Behind the Shields for $1,600 for an impaired pedal cart. This is out of Fund 031. Riverbend Heritage Lodge for $7,500 for recreational area, which includes a half basketball court for guests. This is from Fund 030, again for $7,500. Save Our Depot, I'm glad to see that one in there. $7,500 for the parking lot expansion and there would be $3,750 from both Fund 030 and Fund 031. Wilson Performing Arts Center, $10,000 for strategic marketing and advertising. This is from Fund 030, 2,500, and then Fund 031 for 7,500. The Red Oak Chamber and Industry for $10,000 for Junction Days 2026, evenly split between Fund 30 and Fund 31. The Red Oak Country Club for $10,000 for irrigation upgrades. 7,500 comes from Fund 30 and 2,500 from Fund 31. The Red Coach Inn and Suites, which is $10,000 for loyalty rewards program, 2,500 from Fund 30 and 7,500 from Fund 31. And then finally, the Montgomery County YMCA, $10,000 for weight room equipment upgrades and replacement. I think Fund 30, it's evenly split between Fund 30 and Fund 31.
So Janice, I know you're involved this, what's the difference between 30 and 31?
Well, one is total recreation and one is events.
I see.
Don't ask me
I see.
which right now,
I
but
see.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
get
it is.
Okay,
And you basically, every dollar that comes in, half goes into each one. That's the
Yeah.
revenue. So they
That's it.
spend half on
yep,
that.
yep.
This is tax dollars
This is
that
my
come in
time
from
when I
hotel
can-
motel tax.
This is my time limit
Yes.
before we do motions and stuff.
Yes.
So one of the things that we're going to do, I mean, we always enjoy getting all those I mean, I want to say without a doubt, everybody always tries to make that meeting and it presents the program, the thing, and it's really good. We are always evolving. We have made several changes from the very beginning, and one of our major ones was that $10,000 limit. That was one of them, and the other one is that only, an entity can only apply for one thing for each cycle. Because we had, 3 and 4, and anyway, to make a long story short, we are gonna evolve again. And we did, the other night, we did come up with, we put in and you won't see it in the new one yet, but we did vote on priority will be given to Red Oak city limits, then to rural Red Oak district. Boundaries will be the Red Oak Community School District. All other applications will not be considered. We wanted to protect Red Oak is what it amounted to. And we did have one a while back that was not, and it was quite a ways out there. Obviously it was a great idea and stuff, but we thought we need to kind of wheel that in so that it is Red Oak's dollars and we want to keep it so that it's benefits us. And we did the school district limit because we didn't want to leave out the country club, Riverbend Lodge, or whatever of those things. The other thing that we're really thinking about is, we got caught a little bit with this and it's not bad by any means, but I think that if someone has a current application, example, if you applied now, you have a year to finish that and get it done. And if you come back to if you think that money is getting low and you come back, we're saying that you need to not be able to apply for that unless that dollar amount is gone or maybe forfeited. I don't know. We have to have discussion about that so that you don't have two things going with a continuous, because it changes that dollar amount that's available then. And And one of the things we talked about is we will always love new ideas, we really do, but we don't want to be a line item budget. So we need to figure out how to make sure that that doesn't happen.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jennings.
We don't wanna be, we don't always wanna be there. Let's just say $10,000. We don't always wanna be that $10,000.
I get it.
Maybe now
Yeah.
you should be able to go on your own.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Type
Yep.
thing, so that
Yep.
you.
New ideas.
New
New
ideas are
ideas,
different.
so that you can somehow come up on your own. It's not that we're gonna deny you by any means, but it's kind of like, well,
Keep things fresh.
Even
Yeah.
part of their advertising budget, you know, it
Yeah.
needs to be something that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be part of their
Yeah.
budget. It should be a helping hand when you need it, right? Yeah.
Innovative
Yeah.
way. I think.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
but those are just ideas. We are gonna meet before Christmas sometime in November and just go through the whole thing, and then it'll be coming back to you guys for approval, for sure. for all
We
of
talked
us.
about if you're gonna make changes, make it before you advertise the
Yes.
next cycle and have the council approve it.
Yes, yeah.
I have
So
a
that way-
question. Do we collect hotel motel tax on Riverbend?
No, they're out of the city limits.
City
So
limit.
does the county collect that tax? Hotel
don't think they
motel
have
tax?
it.
They don't have it set up.
They don't have a hotel motel.
So they don't have.
It
budget.
is just strictly us.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
But they brought a lot of people. to-
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
She
they do,
is
and she's
well advertised. I mean, she is on Facebook all the time.
She's incredible
It's really
supporter
an
of Red Oak.
attribute
Well,
too.
anybody
Oh,
that
yeah.
keeps people here overnight is gonna bring business to other businesses.
Not only that, but they eat in town, they.
That's what I mean.
And, you know, spend their dollars.
If it were a countywide hotel motel tax collecting thing, then I can see supporting other community and county parks
So we
and stuff
wouldn't be able
like
to
that.
legally do that.
No,
No,
it'd have to go to
it'd have to-
resolution again.
Yeah,
Then we lose all control.
We're
Yeah,
just gonna-
no, I think we're.
Yeah.
I feel like blood and sweat and tears.
Yeah.
Was done to get that passed in 2012, so it's, I mean, we have the capability of tweaking it all the time, and that's what makes it so impressive for everybody. And I told them, I did not run the final things, but I'm pretty sure at this point now, we've probably given away $1 million
I think
from
it was.
2012.
Yeah. I
It
mean, over
actually
that.
we started having the meetings in 2013. So it's pretty sweet, and there's been a lot of people that have benefited from it.
Mhm.
But that's my 2 cents worth, so
Okay.
stay tuned.
Sounds like $1 million worth.
All right,
Stay tuned.
so I just need a motion and a second for approval of resolution 2025-121 to support these.
So moved.
Right off. Bradley. And thank you Denise and committee for all the work that you put into that. Appreciate it.
It's fun. It's a fun one,
Yeah.
actually.
Good. All right, roll call.
Lester,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
right off.
Yes.
All right, number 19 is ordinance 2025-13. This is for the stop signs at Fifth and Knuckle Street and Eighth and Knuckle Street and Third and Coolbah Streets. And I would entertain a motion to suspend 3 readings.
We don't even know what we're saying yet, so let's talk about
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
let's talk
okay.
first.
Cause I wasn't totally clear, so I listed
Okay.
all 3.
Okay,
So I did, Levi was the original requester, so it wasn't clear on Third and Coolbaugh, so that is on the west side of Broadway by the greenhouse.
See, I do not remember that one. Do you, Tim?
That's not one that was in when we talked about that a while back. You don't remember that, do you, chief? Oh, okay.
Okay.
That might have to be skipped, and then 8th,
Eighth and Knuckles was the one that.
That was the one that we remember
we remember
specifically
that.
talking
I
about.
mean, that's the one.
and are we talking?
and Fifth. And Fifth and Knuckles we did too, didn't we?
Alright, so when
I
Levi
remember
emailed me this
we had
morning, it was a
people-
Oh, here comes the police.
I know we had,
I don't
I
remember
don't
talking
either.
about it, like, I'm not opposed to the discussion about it, but I don't remember that was not, I think, part of that original
It's not
discussion.
I think I've had people come in and talk to me about Fifth and Knuckles, that's why I remember it.
Cause you're stopping at Fifth and Knuckles, but then you're also stopping at Fourth and Knuckles.
And Eighth and Knuckles.
Yes.
In my my take on it is if you, and I'm assuming, and you made the request, is that right? So are you trying to slow traffic down coming from the east going west?
Both ways.
Both ways? I was gonna say, cause looking at, I get that, just coming from the aspect of there's quite a distance in there where there's actually not a stop sign.
Yes.
I would definitely most certainly say that the northbound, southbound traffic, the visibility right there as you approach north and south is horrible.
Mhm.
And it is an uncontrolled intersection there. There's absolutely nothing.
You're still back on Fifth?
Fifth and Knuckles.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but I would question the fact on Eighth and Knuckles, if we slowed them down, because it's just a yield sign there.
Yeah.
If we got them to stop there, I mean, is that gonna slow our traffic problem down? You know, I mean,
And Sixth and
No, they
Seventh
speed
are
up no matter,
Ts.
like I say, once they stop, they speed up.
yeah. So. I mean, I would most certainly be supportive of a two-way. I'm not saying I wouldn't support a four-way either, but,
Two-way.
you know,
I'm
I,
on Fifth Street, on the south side of the street there, they got some tree that they tried to cut down one time, that's
pushed out.
growing up, and we were going from the south going north, you'd have a hard time seeing people on that side.
Well,
Yeah,
is it in the vision triangle where we should be
I think it
going?
needs to for, on both ways, I mean, well, not, I guess I'm going south, the east and west.
Yeah,
They have
but,
stops that way.
But hold on, if there's a bush in the vision triangle, then it needs to come down. You don't put stop signs because people have stuff.
well, I
So
don't,
if it's a building or, you know, like, if it's just bushes, then we can say you need to get it out of there.
the only thing, the only bush would be, everything else is probably part of a home or something that's right there just close to the proximity of the street.
That's one of the properties I think they were gonna sell or they took.
Yeah, I think the city, and I think you trimmed it once and maybe
Yeah.
probably back
If you
again.
trimmed again, you could see, but it's right now.
I'm surprised there's much north-south traffic on that road right there, because
Well, I mean,
Fifth doesn't go anywhere.
There's still some south traffic goes through there pretty.
I'm surprised there's much north-south traffic on that road.
I guess it's probably if they can start with two and then see if they need anything else.
I'd say that maybe we'll start with when we slow them down or we get them stopped at Eighth and Knuckles. And then we put a two-way from north-south at Fifth and Knuckles, and then we can reassess it to see if there's a.
Knuckles, would you do Margaret?
See, okay.
Same.
Wait a minute, first of all, let's stop.
Yeah, let's-
Okay, what's the intention? To stop Knuckles people?
I think
So it's
there
an
is one
east-west?
so.
Not,
So originally, the thing was on Eighth Street was to stop the Knuckles traffic both directions.
East and west.
So they had to stop before they crossed Eighth
Before they
Street.
crossed eight.
That one,
Yes.
two-way,
Two-way.
east and west.
Two-way east
Yes.
and west.
Okay, so are we all in agreement?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, moving along, Fifth.
And that one we did discuss, and that one we did approve.
We
That
did
one.
approve that one.
Correct.
So we're saying
But
east and
yeah.
west traffic would stop on Knuckles at Eighth.
At Eighth, not a four-way
Okay.
stop,
Not
just,
four-way,
Correct.
two-way.
just.
Okay, so we're agreeing on that. You all want
Yeah.
that
It'd
in
be the Knuckles approach to Eighth Street, that's where.
Yes.
east and west on
Yeah.
traffic?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's a two-way, nobody's stopping on Eighth.
No,
Okay, so we are gonna put that in the code that way. Now
Okay.
moving along, Fifth Street.
Now Fifth Street.
So you think
North
if you were to
and
do two-way, you want north-south, so we're stopping Fifth Street.
yes,
You're not
Yes.
stopping Knuckles.
not stopping Knuckles.
Okay, that's where I think I was misunderstanding this. I thought it meant
Because,
another one to stop Knuckles traffic, and then they're like, well, you just stopped here now.
yeah, and then.
They
and then
stop at
we'll-
Fourth.
What's that?
They stop on Knuckles at Fourth.
Correct. And then,
Right.
so we'll put a northbound, southbound, and then maybe in a short time, we can reassess it to see after we get them stopped at Eighth Street, if that gets stuff to sell.
Main Street, Fifth Street, that's good long run there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
And that's something, we can always come back and reassess that, yeah, absolutely.
And we will have the recod, but like if we're
Yeah.
trying to kind of push this.
Mhm.
on a
I could
fast-
see the northbound, southbound one on Fifth Street.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That
I
makes
And
sense.
I'm good with that one. The third and Coolbaugh, I say. At this
Reevaluate.
point, reevaluate, because that's just new to us, and I think that I'm comfortable with the readings. Waiving the first on the first two, but not the third one, because I think this is new, and I think that,
Third and cool, I'm lost again, where,
Are you
Another
saying
greenhouse.
on Fifth Street, you wanna do north and south?
Yes.
yes.
Stop signs on north and south.
I don't know, I guess I don't know what people in town around here, I thought maybe they thought the east and west was the worst. Slowing them down. That north and south, they go back through there, but you got east and west, the one where the main drag is. And you're not slowing anybody down
and
there.
I will agree with you, because I cut through there a lot, and I think you're right, I think that they need to be on the east-west, just like what we're doing
Yeah.
on.
I think
on
eventually the
Knuckles.
north-south probably be good too,
but.
Cause they come through.
You got a stop sign every 2 blocks on Knuckle.
Yeah,
I'd say the only other option
Well, it'd
would
be,
be, is you're still, you're alleviating the problem right where you're at, but you still got 4 blocks to get to H Street.
Either that or pay to go down another
Yeah,
block.
I would say if you're gonna make anything, you make 7th and Grimes or 7th and Knuckles.
Yeah.
But those are
yeah.
both T's,
There- I don't know that.
Yeah, those are
people around
Ts.
There think that it's a pretty good place to have it.
so we don't know, do we make people stop?
Like I say, if they're slowing down, you probably wanna.
Yeah, well, we make
They
them stop at
T.
Miller and Reed, and that's a T.
Right, but I'm saying like,
North.
one goes north and one goes south of the T, right?
Mhm.
They're opposites.
Right.
For 6 and 7,
And those stop now.
not at Knuckles,
No.
but yes, on the side.
Seventh Street, my day, first, they have about 2 blocks between there. They have one complete, they have 3 blocks, and they do not very good.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things,
Whatever you choose, think better.
yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I think if you want them slowed down, we gotta slow them down in the middle versus having 2
Right.
back up or on one side. We gotta figure out a happy medium in there.
I'd have talked to my neighbors more about the Fifth Street, that they were talking Fifth Street, they thought needed it,
But I could see Fifth Street
Fourth Street.
being, I mean, those cars that go up and down that there, I don't even know if there's a yield sign right there.
No, they're not.
Yeah, so it's a pretty well controlled intersection.
It's
So,
not, hey, anyway, around, all the way around it.
yeah, I would still recommend that we probably do stop signs at Fifth
North,
and Knuckles at northbound, southbound.
North sound, that's what I was gonna say.
Chris,
I
you
would
have
have to
any
disagree, but
You looking for a motion?
Yes.
wait, before we do that, are we scratching the third and cool off? Because I
Yeah.
don't feel comfortable.
No, we're not doing that
on
one.
I put it on there at the request and you can always take it
We're
off,
doing-
but if
we're
I
doing-
didn't put it on.
North and south on 5th and Knuckles, and stop at 8th and Knuckles.
East and
East
west.
and west.
on Eighth
West
Street.
Eighth.
They'll both be in the section
Yep.
called a tulip.
Yep, I'll
Okay.
make that motion.
And then we'll reassess it
Okay,
and
Okay,
take it back.
but I just need one thing. So we could consider suspending the reading for the 8th and Knuckles, but the 5th and Knuckles is new. We've not voted on
Doesn't
it.
matter, it's up to the council.
Okay,
I posted it this way, so
Okay.
if they wanna skip it, they can, if they don't, they
You know,
don't.
I'm comfortable with it for both of those. It's.
Say what, Tim?
I'm
Nobody
comfortable.
remembers. it.
Yeah,
Talk about
you know,
it.
I feel like it's important we do first, second, third readings on things that, people are gonna have comments on, and people definitely have opinions on, something like this, let's do it, let's just get it done.
you do want?
I wanna waive
Okay,
the
you
second,
wanna
third.
wave, okay, so your motion is to approve both of those
Yeah,
and
all
waive
three
the
readings.
No,
3
you
readings.
have to have
Okay,
a motion
separate.
first to suspend the rules, at least suspending the rules, you're not voting on the code. First, are you willing to suspend the rules?
Yes, I make
Okay.
that motion.
Okay, so Bill's
I'll second.
fried off. Roll call.
Bradley,
yes,
Bills,
Yes.
right off,
Yes.
Lester.
yes.
Now that you gave yourself permission to do that, now you can adopt as the first, second, and third reading.
readings of the ordinance.
I'll let somebody else do
It's like
that.
going to school, isn't it?
Tell
Do
you
it
what.
right or?
I'll make the motion.
Lester
Second.
and Bradley. All right, roll call.
Bill,
Yes.
right off,
Yes.
Lester,
Yes,
Bradley.
Yes.
and that being said, we're done with it, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, like with third and cool bar, I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm gonna say there are a lot of other intersections in town that probably need looked at some
Right, yeah.
point, so. We'll just stop them at every.
This could be
intersection,
part
right?
of, this could be,
Oh, don't do that. Didn't even
No, I'm
joke about that.
just kidding, but.
so the Safe Streets for All program can look at some of these intersections depending on
Our
the.
sign coming down on 7th Street, I think that helps people slow down. Maybe we need to do that, in other areas of town too.
You know, I kind of look at some of this, this will be my last thing I say, but I look at a lot of it kind of like the Corning thing, right? Go down Corning the entire way till 4th Street before you have to stop. There's main thoroughfares like that in town. I don't see a problem with just, that's the flow of traffic, let that lane be the flow of traffic and everybody else should stop to it. That to me makes more sense than anything than adding other 4-way stops or things of
It's
that
gonna get
nature.
confusing.
Because that does get confusing.
Right.
If you've got a main road, just let it be the main road.
And they
They
have
shouldn't
a
have
few
to
main
stop.
roads, I mean. we
And you
can-
have a few of those, yes.
And I use that just because of that.
That's exactly, I do
Yeah.
too, all the
I do
time.
now too,
I know.
for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Keep it under
Okay.
25.
All right,
Always.
Under 25.
number 20 is resolution 2025-120. This is request of IDOT to lower the Highway 34 speed limit from 50 to 45 miles between 765 degrees. What is that little symbol? Feet. Okay,
And then
765 feet east
Yeah.
of Eastern Avenue, so just over the top of the hill, to the Nishnabotna River Bridge. So through the whole,
Where does the 50 start? How
Right
far
there.
out?
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was further out than that.
No, it's that they basically want to turn the 50
people are
into
gonna
a
figure out how quickly they actually speed through there. Like, cause I tried this morning. I tried this morning.
Almost every city has a 45 and then they go into town at 20.
It should be 35 out there because we have no crosswalks for the people that
Okay,
live on the other
we're
side.
asking what we think will actually get approved.
Yeah, 35. Get 'em.
We already had a discussion.
And I know were you talking about the crosswalk stuff? Were you talking about?
That's in here too, yeah.
It's the next, yeah.
I mean, that's part of the conversation and that's what we're looking at. This all come up in the conversation about crosswalks and stuff
Yeah.
out there. You know, we had to look at it at different angles. I mean, 48 coming into town, it is 45 mile an hour. And then we were doing that. Our biggest concern, and we pushed this from the first time of the engineering stage, that when they started to develop this, we really wanted them to put, you see them Highway 370 Nebraska, be prepared to stop and flashing.
Mhm.
Because we were really concerned about the traffic coming down the hill, especially truck traffic that's pushing 90,000 pounds and probably even more than that. Getting down here and getting woed, in time to get stopped. So, and Wes and Scott Schramm and Scott Schur, they I guess are the ones that encourage us to go before you guys to say, hey, let's maybe look at the speed limit there.
So you say that, you're coming in on 48 to go to 45, but once you hit the city limit, you go to 40 and then you go to 35 and then you go to 30.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's not the same environment.
But
It's not the same.
When you don't have,
It's not the same environment, however, like we've said 1,000 times, there are people that have to cross that on foot and bicycles. And
Well.
40, Dodge traffic
Right,
at
but
45.
okay, but that wasn't the way it was designed, so right now, like,
Yes, I
everything is
understand.
engineering standard, so when you don't have 50 driveways like you do on 48,
Well,
and the
what I'm saying
narrowness.
is if we're gonna slow it down, let's slow it down.
they're not gonna approve less.
Oh, they did on 48.
But that's what I'm saying, it's different.
It's a different type
You
of
have a
road.
driveway going into every business, you have
we as
a
a city
narrow.
aren't prepared on the north side to accommodate pedestrian traffic is what we're not. We don't have sidewalks up there. The state looks at that
Correct.
completely different when they do that. We can't accommodate anybody crossing that highway, so they.
Well, I'm all
don't-
for slowing it down. I'm all for slowing it down.
You have to ask what they're gonna do, and that does not warrant 35.
Mhm.
Cause you just have a couple cross sections,
Mhm.
like you have to go to a street, whereas when you have a driveway. Like every so many feet, like, and I know that you don't agree, but they have to go with.
Well,
with
all I have to say
engineering
is God
standards.
help us if somebody gets killed trying to cross it out there and we haven't accommodated for it. That's
It's
all.
not our decision.
And in all actuality, they pulled up the data again and the foot traffic has lessened from when they originally showed it to us.
Mhm.
I mean, believe that or not. I wouldn't have believed it either.
Were those numbers prior to COVID?
I don't remember.
No, they were in 22.
It's, I know we had a couple different meetings and Austin Yates with the Iowa DOT, he pulled up, data and he showed, and that's when I think we all argued that 8th and 34 was probably gonna be our major crossway.
At Fourth
And
is.
then we found out
Fourth,
Fourth
yeah.
was.
And now he pulled that data up again, and it's actually lessened than what it was.
Is it still Fourth the major crosswalk?
Fourth is still is the major crosswalk, but you can definitely see with the data that he provided us, that the walking trail, I mean, the whole entire walking trail is the most
Lit up.
utilized thing in our community.
How do they monitor it? How do they establish those numbers?
There are apps that people use.
When
You
you,
got GPS.
when you log on to an app and it asks for permission to track you or ask you for
Tracking.
permission, this company.
Basically buys your data.
So when you hit allow, that's.
Yep, it sucks all that data and it locates you.
Or there's people that like, when my friend was visiting, she wanted to find a route from my house so many miles, so then you go on these like. Route my run stuff,
Mhm.
and like, it'll track
It's
that.
not just that, though. I took one of the, breakout sessions that I did at the Iowa League of Cities last year, talked about just that. I know exactly what you're talking about. So yes, they can very easily determine all of that stuff.
They said if we were getting to the point where we were like, okay, we're gonna invest in sidewalks. And we're gonna pick a spot, like you would reevaluate at that time.
Yeah,
So,
and I think when we had that in play. I think there was probably a lot more students from the high school that were going up to the college, which I don't know if that program's still intact up there and still going, I don't know. But you also didn't have bus routes that picked up on the north side. They just implemented the bus routes. So I think some of the pedestrian traffic has lessened. Now, am I saying it's safe? No, not by any means. But we as a city have not accommodated that either, though.
So you say the pedestrian traffic is less, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but I know we've got, 50 new townhomes going up there, so we're gonna have more traffic across there, because there are gonna be families living up there and kids gonna be riding their bikes and walking and.
Well, that's gonna be a lot lengthier of a discussion for you guys in the near
Yeah.
future is something's will more likely have to be developed.
Yeah.
I would think.
We'll have to see what it ends up being.
So basically, if you were to ever get a crossing,
Mhm.
it's gonna look like this.
Yes.
This is the only thing that you're really gonna get approved.
Better than nothing.
But the only way you're gonna do that is if you pay for sidewalks.
Yes.
Pay for what?
Sidewalks.
You may
North.
not from an engineering standpoint.
Sidewalks where?
North.
When you are on the south side of the highway, there's a sidewalk that can get you to the intersection. And then when you cross the people, you cannot cross them to no man's land.
Well, but if I understand our ordinances correctly, we require the property owners to install sidewalks, so we would only have to do it on public grounds to install the sidewalks, and we can require any homeowner or
So-
property owner to install sidewalks if we so deem that necessary.
Well, you're certainly welcome to do that, but then you have to create a special assessment and you will have to determine the thousands of dollars that your businesses have to pay for sidewalks.
Well, if I build a home, you require me to put a
There's no
sidewalk.
homes there.
It's no homes.
But
It's
if
all
there are
businesses.
homes or businesses, you still have to have sidewalks, you
But
still
you've
have
never
to
required
accommodate for pedestrian
Yeah,
traffic.
We've
never
not
required
required it.
So you would have to go through the process to say, instead of the city funding these sidewalks, everybody that owns from the north boundary of the right of way up Fourth, up Eighth, they have to install them.
We've never
or you have-
required it up there, but we have required it in other parts of.
But this is the only place that it matters
I-
to put this
I know,
crossing.
I'm thinking out loud.
So
Allow me,
you,
allow
you,
me.
you don't, I know, you don't have to go all the way to Ratliff, for example.
Yeah.
But you have to go somewhere, because you may not legally cross people where there's no place to cross to.
And again.
So whether
Safe
you do
Streets
like a
Money
whole-
might be able to help us with
Right,
this.
well, and I understand, and I've said that, so it's all about timing, it's all about keeping that on our radar, but this will not happen. There's not gonna be an underpass, there's not gonna be a bridge going over it, it's not gonna happen at the intersection with the light, because there's too much crisscrossing where there's a better chance of somebody getting hurt, because you're looking down towards Omaha, and you're about to turn, eastbound, and you're not looking at somebody in the crosswalk, like it's not wise to put it there, so.
And the DOT has assured that they've done all the grading and everything necessary for sidewalk approaches out there, so it's just now essentially on the city's side of it.
I guess the reason I feel so passionately about it is because it's beyond my comprehension how they can do that and not even consider that as
They did. You chose before your time as a community.
Before
They
ours.
do not put in sidewalks.
Yes.
They replace sidewalks. So this community, in those conversations, whether that's one employee that represented you, councils that represented you, you would have been given the option, if you want a crossing, you have to install sidewalks, and some power before you. No point in resurrecting it from the dead. I don't know who it was, how it was, but that was chosen to be no, and they don't put in new sidewalks. So if you didn't put in sidewalks for them to cross you too, that's on us. Even if you didn't understand and you wouldn't have done that, or none of you would have done, I don't know, that's just the way it is. You don't get to, they won't do it. So, but you can't change that. But I wanted you to understand, because everybody has this chitter chatter about what we should have done, and so I said, me and these guys, we all three met with them, said, we wanna understand what is practical, what it takes. These cost like $15,000, they're not a huge investment, but it can't happen until you put in
The site
the more expensive option, which is first you have to have the sidewalks.
So it would be on one side.
would
It's
probably
gonna
be
be on both sides, you press it as you get there, and then basically at times, an average walker, so good luck if you're pokey. But it's an average walker, they'll say did he say it was like 15 seconds or not even that much?
Yeah, I don't remember.
It would probably be like a 15 to 20 second interval, so you're gonna hit it, and then it knows, again, from an engineering standpoint, that for every foot you have to travel, you get this many seconds to walk. And then it's gonna do that, and the downside to this is this does not legally force people to stop like a stop and go light does. It's saying attention, attention, but it's difficult, and so you have to weigh what you think is safer to say you should drive, not walk.
So Chief, just school me on the Iowa state law. Does the pedestrian have the right of way?
But we actually brought that up in a conversation, yes, pedestrian does have a right of way. But in the grand scheme of things, you don't believe a pedestrian's gonna be walking down the highway.
Mhm.
No, but if I have to get home from school,
Agreed.
But it doesn't give you the right to dart out, like, so if you hit it, well,
I'm not, you know, I mean, yeah, you can come up with all, yeah.
like you can't.
I'm done.
Can I make a motion to approve the
Yes.
resolution, please?
Thanks.
This was the best option.
Right
This
off.
is one thing they said they could pretty well get. If the city was for them already to meet.
What a
High
good
five.
tonight.
Up at the end of the class, or
And
at
then-
the.
And then
meeting.
I guess it's better than nothing.
We thought it was a good option. It's better than nothing.
it's the best next option.
And I will second that.
All right, Bradley. So I'm going to say there's no more discussion on that. Roll call.
Lester,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
right off.
Yes.
And number 21 was included in that conversation, so we'll move on to 22. Ordinance 2025-14. This is an ordinance with given the authority to charge for fire and EMS fees.
We don't have that ability anymore.
Just the way our code is written, I'll let
It's not
Lisa explain it.
written properly.
It's not written
And I
properly.
need to be able to provide the state with proper language that clearly states EMS fees. That's why I'm asking you to suspend the rules, because we've clearly been billing people for EMS.
The fees
But when it comes to the
exist.
setup program.
Yeah.
And trying to send it to people who won't pay their bills, the language was not clear enough for them. So I'm asking you to, like, clearly we've been doing this
Yes.
before.
And
I
then-
make a motion to suspend the readings for this.
Okay.
Second that.
Right off and Lester. Roll call.
Bradley,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
right off.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
And then I would take a motion for consideration to adopt the first and second and third readings of the ordinance 2025-14.
I'll motion.
Bradley,
Second.
Bills, roll call.
Bill,
Yes.
right off.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes.
Number 23 is just a reminder that our upcoming city council meetings will be Monday, October 6th, when we'll have the public hearings for those properties, and the 20th. So those are the next two. Reports and comments, city administrator report.
We had the office staff was up in Wisconsin 3 days last week for training, so that was valuable for everybody. We held down the fort between myself and the department head, so that was good for them to be able to get there and just have more time with civic and Casell staff, and they had different areas, so each of them were kind of in different, depending on what their work assignments are. Chris had already mentioned that we are gonna be taking down about 15 trees. We got prices from 2 of our locals, and 3 of them were cheaper with one company and the rest from another, so we kind of split it up and let them each take some down. Those are all they're mostly all street trees, I think, in the right of way. We, a couple of us, as you all know, will be at the league conference the rest of this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The fountain will be down for a little bit. There was Brian had brought it to our attention that there was not enough water in there to potentially draw out the pump. Adam went and looked at it and had to order some parts today, so it's just safer to keep it off for a little bit. So that'll be off. We obviously are continuing to work on nuisance stuff, doing our best to keep on top of people doing the door hangers. I think, our door hanger program seems to be kind of catching on. People are understanding it. Some of our frequent flyers, I've tried to have conversations with them. You don't want us to be billing you. And I think that the high priced invoice amounts is effective, because again, at the end of the day, we want people to make a decision to call a local landscaping person, mowing person. And so we have, passed out names. So that's hopefully been helpful. Met with the auditors today. They'll be scheduling coming here to do our 25 audit the first week of December.
Same company last year.
3-year deal that you approved, yeah. Reached out to Clorinda. They've obviously had some water chaos in their community. The first thing was the rural water, and then their tower emptied today.
Yeah.
I did ask if there was anything that we could do. Sounds like they're moving in the right direction, that they've got stuff repaired and are, I think, refilling the system tonight, is what Gary said.
Good.
So I did reach out to them. Reminder that we have the community citywide cleanup on the October 4th. 2 updates. One, on our Facebook comments, there was somebody that said, I wish you would have hazardous waste, and someone said that I wish you would have shredding. The shredding was an insignificant enough amount of money that I went and approved that on my own. So we added that. That'll be from 8 to noon in the morning. Will only be the shredding truck. I didn't think we needed to pay them for the full 7 hours. Hazardous waste, to give people an understanding, when I talked to everybody, like Lynette, it's pricey, but what does that really mean? And we do have a pot of money that we're obviously collecting, so is that beneficial? The company that gave us a quote, it's $7,000 just to get here. And potentially as their estimate of like what people could bring, it could be as high as $40,000.
So what's considered, what would
Any
they?
kind of chemicals, like your old Roundup, the paint. While it was good that we did that paint, we won't be doing that again because you need to be licensed to
So
take
that
paint.
was not correct.
Right, so we'll do our best. People can still dry it out and you can still get rid of it if it's dry. But we won't be doing that again. And so, well intended, where I don't think we're gonna get in trouble, but once you sort of learn as you go, people have good intentions. So it's all those kinds of things, some of it is, I don't know. it's-
Oil,
I know in the past that when we've had these conversations, that hazardous waste can eat up a lot of money real quick.
So to me, it's, that's a third, that's more than a third of, like, what, it's just not, we're not doing it. So I said no to that. And then I think, Tim, you said you could volunteer for a shift, Brian, and then you won't, so
just
just,
got homecoming.
okay. So I'll have to ask about, Adam as well. I know Sharon's out of
So
town.
I'm
She goes to that town.
babysitting. Out of the casino.
So anyway, so we'll have that, the staff will be
College.
preparing for that. I have a couple more things. We did have another construction meeting between the airport engineers and the FAA, just to kind of remember that we passed on the bids that we got for that new hangar, 6-plex hangar construction that we did
Mhm.
over the winter. So we're kind of resurrecting that conversation to prepare for like a winter bidding. So we're meeting about that. There has been a resignation on the low income housing committee, so I'll be advertising that. If anybody knows of someone that would like to sit on that committee, there'll be an opening.
How often do they meet?
Once a month. Once a month. I've oftentimes wondered if we needed to look at housing. That board and see if there's something we need to do to help it fit in with what we're trying to do with housing.
I don't think.
Many cities have 2 different types of housing. They have a housing authority board, and then they have, which is over the low income rent facilities, and then they have like more of an innovative housing development committee.
Carol Marsden,
Carolyn,
Carolyn Marsden. She resigned.
I can see that.
Okay.
What else do I have? The lots that were for sale, I think of those that I could collect money on. There's one more person coming tomorrow, so they've all come in, paid. I did allow them to, I had originally set a cashier's check or cash. Some of them, just because it's like a higher amount or they had to pay a fee, so I said, well, as long as you're comfortable, you can bring me a check and then I'm not recording the deed till the check clears. So I just compromised on that, so the mayor's got everything signed. And probably tomorrow, but everybody mostly paid last week. So now,
That just
tag,
goes in the general fund?
yeah, to help pay for the nuisance. So tag they're it, they get to take care of the last one. So Brad's super excited about getting that weight off the shoulder, so that's why we kind of pushed that along, and I spent quite a bit of time one night getting those ready. I think that is everything.
My report, I don't have a lot. I do know that the final report from the mayor's design workshop is complete and finished. I just was unable to open the link that they gave me, so I'll be working to get that, and we'll share that as soon as I get it. I had the privilege of signing off on the plats for the Webster and Bancroft properties, which was, I said, that's kind of like one of those things that's historical, right? We've wanted to see those down as long as I've lived in Red Oak, so. And I know that FMTC is working on that next little phase 2 block period or location for fiber.
Is that on Oak Street?
No, it's on,
Yeah, it is just.
oh, it's just south of Oak. between.
The south side of it,
Yeah, south side, like 2 blocks down. And it's like,
somewhere around like
yeah.
7th to
Yeah,
4th or
yeah,
something like that, that general area.
Yep.
Last parade for homecoming, for the high school homecoming will be this Friday, for me, anyway. You sure you don't wanna ride it with me in
I will not be here.
it?
What?
I've got, no, I'm not coming back right away after the conference.
Got
so
it.
I
Okay.
won't actually, I don't think I'll make it back in time, unfortunately.
Okay. I did wonder about the tower. I think we were supposed to, clean it
It's
out.
not ready.
Okay,
It's probably not gonna be till spring.
okay,
They just, when there's emergencies with some, like, when you have an emergency in Clarendon,
yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff takes
Yeah.
over, so
Yep.
you.
Okay.
Cleaning, maintenance, you have to sign, so. Aaron, I think, was asking me about that last time, so that's,
He did.
could be, but it's unlikely that it
Okay.
will be this fall, like
Okay.
it will be spring.
and
We're not
then
out of compliance or anything.
that's all I have. I can't remember. I always forget everything I've been to, so I don't feel like it's been a whole lot lately. So, who wants to start? Sharon or city council?
I attended the DUR meeting, a week ago. And, I also attended the hotel motel tax meeting.
Yes, she did.
Okay, Brian?
County supervisors meeting, and I've only been to one in the last 2 weeks, and they're not having one again tomorrow. They canceled one a couple weeks ago, and they canceled one for tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Tim?
We continued to meet as Red Oak Area Partnership. I was able to speak to the IJAC classes actually, which was fun. Talk about local government. Then I went to Mike Connolly's, speech on 9/11 there. That was very good. And I didn't feel well, so I missed MCDC unfortunately.
I covered you.
I appreciate that.
So mine was MCDC meeting, that went well, of course, hotel motel, and then the Michael Connolly talk was really, really good, and what you don't realize is that most of those first responders have so many health issues that they died, or it's cancer and it's lungs, and, he was really interested, and even it's been so many years, he still got choked up a few times.
Yeah.
But he's lucky he's alive, basically, he was just, God didn't want him yet, basically, but it was really
I believe
interesting.
it's talked several years ago. I think he was at Rotary one time.
Yeah, I think you did
Probably.
too. This is the most, I've heard him talk before, but this was a lot more in depth than what he's done before, yeah.
Rotary, you get like 10 minutes on.
It's, yeah, I don't get a lot, not like you did the other night, so.
And he lost a lot of his unit,
Even then, since then, yeah, it's been,
so,
yeah.
yeah, it was good, that's it.
I was like, we're down one. Adam's not here. I forgot.
Well, he's got.
I forgot. All right, with all business being taken care of, do we have any items for the next agenda?
I'm sure I have plenty.
I'm gonna have an item. I will be having an item on there, for something I'd like to see us move forward on. Or I term out, and you can only imagine what it has to do with. With all other business, I would call this meeting adjourned at 6:43.